What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NASCAR Nick YouTube channel. I was debating making a video on last week's race, the race on Saturday at Bristol, and I wasn't totally sure about it, but I mean, so much happened in it that I did just kind of want to talk about it and give you, like, I guess, a quick review of it and just, like, what I thought about it. So let's go over kind of the main points of the race. So a lot went down this race. First thing, lap like 2 or 3, Kyle Busch just spins out, loses traction or talent, whatever you want to call it, and crashes in front of the field. Huge pileup, multiple cars involved. He gets slammed in the door pretty hard, and I had him on my fantasy team at the time, and I thought he was kind of done. I wasn't really sure, so I switched him out for my garage driver, who was actually Brad Keselowski, and I wasn't sure if he could come back or what the story was going to be there. So yeah, that happened really quick, and yeah, I thought his night was done. But then the race goes on, and it was really entertaining. I mean, there were a lot of different leaders up front. I'm trying to think, like, Clint Bowyer was having a really good night. Chase Elliott was up there in the entire night. Kyle Larson was up there. Even my boy Jimmie Johnson was up there for a little bit, more towards the end, I guess. And I don't know if I mentioned Eric Almirola already, but he had a pretty good run going until he had some smoke coming out the back of his car, and they black flagged him, which absolutely sucks. I'm becoming more and more of an Almirola fan, I will say. I think he just has a lot of potential at SHR, and I really want to see him win a freaking race. Like, I went to the Chicagoland race. He should have won that race. 2 loose wheels takes him out, and then Loudon, he had a really good shot until the caution came out, and Bristol, he had a really great car. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time for him, but I was really disappointed when that happened. They black flagged him, but what are you going to do? But he was running 5th, so great night for him for the first half of the race at least. And then, Logano led a lot, finished 4th. And then obviously, Kurt Busch, huge night for him. But we'll get into that in a second. But so after Kyle Busch spun out, I thought he was going to go straight to the back and just whatever, be done. But he's only 2 laps down, and at Bristol, we all know, there's cautions pretty often. And so he was actually able to get back on the lead lap. And once that happened, I think that was right at the end of stage 2. He was coming up to 12th or something. I put him back on my roster because I was like, okay, his car's still fine, and he knows his way around Bristol. So I put him back in my lineup. And sure enough, he drove the wheels off of that car. And it was really fun to see him kind of come up through the field. And I was almost blown away. I mean, I'm not a Kyle Busch fan, as you guys know, but that was super impressive what he was able to do, and getting back up to, I think, 3rd place. And then I don't know if he got, I think he just, like you said, he misjudged the turn there, coming up off the corner with Truex, and clipped him, literally just barely clipped him, and Truex gets sent right into the wall, which sucks for him. His night was over, and he was running, obviously, 2nd place. And I forgot who was leading at the time. Might have been Chase Elliott or Larson, or even Kurt Busch, I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, so that ended Truex's night, and he was really disappointed, kicking his car and stuff after the race, or I guess after he got out of it. And then Kyle Busch's night didn't end. It didn't end right there, but it ended shortly after that when he and Jimmie Johnson and Chris Buescher, got tangled on the front stretch, and he got a tire went down, he spun out, and then he just couldn't get off the apron or something, and they had to tow him. And so because he was on the tow truck, he was done, which sucks for me because he was going to probably finish top 5, and I would have had probably won the week for my in my fantasy team, in my fantasy league. But yeah, that didn't happen. I got 2nd though. Close. Very close. But yeah, it was a crazy race. And, I looked up and I was like, oh my God, Kurt Busch is leading right now. And it was I don't know, maybe 10 laps to go or something. And I was like, oh my God, he can win this race. And I don't know how long it's been since Kurt Busch won at Bristol, but I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been at least 8 years, maybe longer, maybe 10 years. I know he won in 06. I don't know if that was his last win at Bristol. It could have been, though, honestly. And so I thought that was really cool to see him win. And, yeah, he had an awesome night. And he's been fast. He's just not been able to capitalize for whatever reason. I guess it was the first win for his crew chief, which is really cool. And so, I don't know, it's just cool to see a veteran like Kurt Busch, the 2004 champion, get back to victory lane after a really long time, since the 2017 500, Daytona 500. So that was nice, and it was also nice to just see someone different. I mean, it's been Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick and Truex and everybody else, essentially. It's those three and then everybody else. So it was really nice to see not one of those three win. I think so Kevin Harvick finished 10th, Kyle Busch was 20th, and I don't even know where Truex finished. I'll pull it up right now. He's got to be pretty far to the back. Yeah, he finished 30th, so that kind of sucks for him. Some notables, Alex Bowman finished, 8th? Pretty good. We already talked about Clint Boyer, hit a good night. Eric Jones finished 5th, so I was kind of surprised by that. I didn't think he would be that good, but his car was pretty fast. Logano, right, he had a really good night, finished 4th. Moving on, Kevin Harvick 10th. Trevor Bayne finished 11th. That is impressive. I did not see that coming. Denny Hamlin disappointing, 14th. Casey Kane 15th. I think that's pretty decent. That's not bad of a run considering the equipment he's in. I think that's pretty good. So I guess impressive. Brad Keselowski 16th. Whatever. Didn't do much the entire night. David Ragan 17th in the 38 car. Not bad. Yeah, Chris Buescher 19th with that run in. He was running. I think they were in the top like 6 or 7 when the 3 of those guys crashed. So that kind of sucks for him. William Byron qualified up front. Thought he was going to have a better night than he did. Finished 23rd. Not that great. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had a really fast car, and I think he had a loose wheel or something, and had to pit a couple times and lost a couple laps, and his night was done. But I think those are really the only notables. Jamie McMurray continues his streak of just, why is he even in the car? Finished 29th. There's nothing to say about that. That's just disappointing in all respects. J.J. Yaley, I didn't even know he was in the race or was going to be in the race. He got crazy clipped by Martin Truex Jr. after Kyle clipped him, and he came back up the track. He not just barely, I guess he got his left rear. But J.J. Yaley went for a wild ride in 1 and 2. That was kind of scary. It was a ton of sparks. Back of his car was destroyed. So glad he was okay. Paul Menard also had a really fast car, especially at the beginning of the race, but on lap 20 he hit the wall. I don't know if he had a loose wheel or something like that, but it might have been a flat tire. I don't quite remember, but that kind of was unfortunate for him. I thought he would have had a top 10 night. And then Bubba Wallace is probably the last notable, I guess. Finished 38th. He was involved in that lap 2 wreck as lightning strikes outside here, but yeah, he was involved in that lap 2 wreck when Kyle Busch spun in front of the entire field. So anyway, that's kind of like a quick summary of the race. It's not really a review. I thought the race was awesome. Like, best race of 2018, hands down. I don't really think that's much of a question. I mean, Chicagoland was good. Bristol 1 was good. But I don't know. Besides that, they've all been kind of eh. So yeah, this was a really, really good race. The top 5, great. Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Logano, and Eric Jones, like all kind of different people up there. And yeah, no one really dominated this race, which was cool. And we got to see a lot of different people up front. And I think the Bristol racing, a couple other YouTubers touched on this, but I really, I kind of like the 2 groove thing. I wasn't sure at first, especially like a couple years ago. I was like, this kind of sucks. But it provides for some really exciting racing. And, because they put that stuff on the bottom to make it grippier, obviously, which is, of course, manufacturing it. But I don't know, you could still make passes on the bottom if your car worked down there. The top was definitely the preferred place to be on restarts and long runs. But for like a short run, the bottom could definitely work. And, yeah, I just really enjoyed watching the race. It was super entertaining. There was always something going on. And I was going to get food, and I was like, I don't even want to leave right now. And that was, honestly, that's the first time in a long time I've said that about a NASCAR race. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I am really excited for Darlington. I know it's in a couple weeks, so I'm kind of disappointed about that because that means we just have to wait longer. But I really am pumped to see all the throwback paint schemes on track. That's always one of my favorite things about the NASCAR season is the Darlington throwbacks. And Darlington's just a really cool, unique track, and it always provides, I think, pretty good racing. So hopefully that doesn't change in a couple of weeks when we get there. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I just wanted to talk about a quick review of the race and like my reaction. But yeah, I loved it. Thought it was probably the best race of the year so far. Hopefully we have more of that. And yeah, I wish we raced at Bristol more often, but you can, you can always dream, I guess. But anyway, that's all I have to say today. Also, I did make a Instagram for this channel. It's NASCAR Nick 48. I'll kind of put that in on the bottom corner there, so you guys can look me up. I post on there daily, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. And if you loved it, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.